Hi there.
Hey, how are you?
Pretty good. Pretty
That-
good.
That's
Howdy,
great.
howdy, howdies.
Hey, there's Barry,
Yeah, can you hear it?
the invisible Barry.
Oh, you
Ninja
can
like.
hear us, Barry?
Of course.
Okay. Alrighty. Let me get my screen set up here.
So, anything new?
Uh, Nothing much. It's hot as hell here, but
According to Google, it's 86 out. I haven't been out in a couple hours, so I don't know if that's right or not.
oh, I'm talking about here in California. I'm not talking about
Oh yeah,
there.
I know. It's always hot in California.
No, not necessarily. You're confusing Northern California and Southern California. They're two different countries.
Oh,
Right
you
now,
just don't have the same humidity we have.
that's true.
Yeah.
Right now, the temperature in my Milford house, or the air temperature outside my Milford house, is 85.1 as of the last data packet that came through, which would at 5:22.
Yeah. Yeah, so
So
so pretty close to what Google's saying.
yeah,
Google says 86. So,
we're what 30 miles south of you or so.
20 miles. Yeah. Yeah,
Well, how far is it from your house down to
Cincinnati.
midpoint?
That's only like I don't know, 15 miles maybe.
Okay, I guess I thought it was probably farther than that, but in any case, no. Here, as a matter of fact, we're on restricted power usage from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. has been the standard up until today.
Mm,
We're supposed to very much restrict our power usage, which means that we've got to set the air conditioning set point up to about 85. And the last few days it's been getting there. And today they're extending the hours from 4 to 10. So the hottest part of the day, we can't run the air conditioning. So at any rate, but it's a real problem. I mean, so far we've avoided any brownouts, but
yeah.
I think the people who've been here for a while are pretty much clued into the consequences if they don't. Ah, Yellow Dog's here.
Yellow dogs here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do
It,
they, as I say, I mean, post 4 o'clock, isn't commercial industrial powered available at that point to power homes?
No, but no, not at all. The First of all, commercial hours now are from 7 o'clock in the morning till 10, 11 o'clock at night, at least here. And the big peak in power usage is in the afternoon and early evening when people come home from work and turn on the air conditioner to cool down the house. And if you look at the plot of power usage versus hour of the day, the peak is sometime in the 4 to 7 o'clock time frame. So basically, we don't do any laundry or any cooking other than some quick microwaves in that period of time. We also don't run the air conditioner in that period of time. So it's an issue, and for people who have health problems that need to be cooler. For example, people with heart failure frequently have to stay under 80 degrees F. I know when my dad was getting on in years and after he had a couple of heart attacks, his PCP said, you know, do not go out if it's over 80 outside, keep the air conditioning on inside, blah, 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 blah. So it's a problem for people who are sensitive to various, you know, have various medical problems. So at any rate, but that's life. So far, knock wood, the air quality is good. So
Well, that's always a bonus. I actually got a air quality alert on my phone this morning for us, which is different.
yeah, I don't know what that would be from. That might be from a combination of humidity and temperature.
It could be,
Um,
but
I wouldn't think you'd be having any kind of particulate count problem.
I wouldn't think so unless, I don't know, unless the pollen was high or something.
Well, one of these weather stations, private weather stations that people put on Weather Underground or Weather Tech or whatever, is down here in the Milford lowlands. Is kind of down the hill from us. And he has an air quality, is one of the things that he publishes is an air quality monitor. And it's been running in 4 or 5 micrograms per cubic meter recently, which is well within range even for people with asthma.
Yeah, we don't get them very often. I see them every once in a while, so infrequently that I don't even really look at them. So I don't know what this one was about.
Well, my wife has pretty serious asthma, so we have to be very
So you pay
careful.
attention to that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all we need to do is get a couple of major fires going out here, and it's gone.
And back
And
to
since we haven't
Ohio.
we haven't had any rain at my house on the rain gauge for over a year now.
Wow.
There hasn't been a measurable rainfall, put it that way, and the minimum measurement is 1/100th of an inch. I don't know if you know how the rain gauge works, but they have this little tilting bucket thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it turns out that one tilt of the bucket is 1/100th of an inch. So the thing is designed with an orifice, a catch basin, if you will, so that one tilt of the bucket is 1/100th of an inch, which is the minimum they can measure, because that's what they're sensing is this bucket tilt thing.
Yeah, I actually was going to do an Arduino project with an old bucket, an old rain gauge. So I looked how they worked, and they're fairly simple.
Yeah, basically it's just sending out a pulse every time that bucket tilts.
It goes click, 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 click.
Yeah.
And drains the water out. They're very
yeah.
simple.
Well, what happens is the thing's on a balance beam, and there's a little cup on one end of it, and when that cup gets full, it is balanced such that the beam will go like this, and when it goes like this, it dumps the rain and comes back up again. So it's actually a pretty clever design, and it's electronically, it's very simple. It's there's a little pulse goes out sent by one of these 433.92 megahertz modules. Yeah. And all that's on the pulse is the fact that the bucket is tipped and the identity of the particular rain gauge. That's it.
Yep.
So
The guy that explained it in one of his videos, he said that you actually have to, if you get one that you don't know what it is, you can measure it yourself to see how much water each one of those little cups will hold.
Yeah.
And then you can figure it out. You could just go, okay, if it tilts this many times, that's 1 inch or whatever.
Yeah. So that's the ones that I've got, and I've had both an Oregon Scientific. Well, I had a couple of Oregon Scientific ones, and then I've got two Accurites, ACCURITE. Now one here and one in Milford, and those have all been 1/100 of an inch per tilt.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's as I say, it's a clever little gizmo.
Apparently, some of the older ones used a slightly different amount, or some of them have a wider catch on them, so the catch is a little bit different.
Oh, so I had a bigger catch basin. Hey, Kenny.
Hey,
But in general, once you knew what it was, you could figure out what you've got. So
Oh yeah. Point is, you're just counting bucket tips.
you're just counting how many
And-
tilts
and
and,
the way that-
multiplying.
The way the bucket tips work on the ones that I've got and taken apart is they've got a little hall sensor there.
Yeah.
Well, there's a magnet and a hall sensor. So when the thing tilts, the magnet swooshes by the hall sensor. That causes the electronics to send a pulse.
Yep.
And those pulses actually travel quite a ways. So I've never had a problem with them being able to connect to the hub.
The ones that I've got are wired. They're old. They've got wires. So
Oh, they're not wireless?
no. So you have to run a wire in, and I was going to try to put them on like an ESP32 is what I was going to try to do.
Well, ESP32 though would be Wi-Fi, and it takes a lot more energy than
I wasn't worried about all that.
Well, the difference is that if you're trying to conserve batteries, the 433 megahertz pulses are the way to go.
There was
Those batteries last several years.
There was a where did I see it? There was a project recently about powering a Raspberry Pi Zero from a solar panel, and that was kind of where my thinking was with these ESP32s.
Yeah.
So I wasn't going to worry so much about the battery. You get a battery. You charge the battery with the solar panel, and then it runs off the battery, but the solar panel will recharge it. So,
Well, the only thing is solar doesn't work too well at night.
well, right, and the battery for the Raspberry Pi Zero was only lasting about 8 hours at night, so you need a couple of batteries, but the idea was the same.
Is that a 3.3 or 5 volt?
The Raspberry Pi Zero,
Yeah.
well, runs off a USB, but there's probably a regulator in there somewhere to drop it to 3.3.
Okay.
So I don't have one sitting here. I've got stuff packed up. You've got, the USB ports are where it gets its power from to power it up. So it's a 5 volt.
So when's your move?
Well, I guess we go tomorrow and sign the lease, and then I guess we're actually moving on Saturday.
Okay.
I don't really know.
Where are you moving to?
Franklin?
Okay.
Are you sure that's the hottest day of the year?
Yeah.
Probably
Okay.
close to it.
Well, I think we're waiting till Saturday because one of the kids can come and help, or two of the kids can come and help move. So I guess that's not a
Oh, that makes
horrible
sense.
idea, because I really don't want to move this junk. And I showed Vicente a picture of my storage unit. Let's see. And well, there we go.
So are you losing your storage unit?
No, but there's stuff in there that needs to not be in there.
How far from your actual place?
It's got to be 5 or 6 miles.
Okay.
I don't know. It can't be real far.
Once it's over 100 yards, it doesn't matter because you still got to load all the stuff in, and then you got to load all the stuff out.
Take all the stuff back. You got to take all the stuff up the stairs. And
What about?
Whether you're driving 50 miles or
Wow.
holy crap.
that's my storage unit.
Ah, yes.
This is a detail, right?
So that's all cataloged, right? So you know where everything is?
At one time, I actually knew what was in there, but I don't have any idea what's in there right now. I can tell you what I can see. There's a computer, and there's some CB radios. That's what I know for sure. There's a Raspberry Pi right there.
And there's a bunch of cardboard boxes.
And a bunch of cardboard boxes and an old oscilloscope.
How deep is that thing? This is one of these ordinary.
It's 10 by 5 or 5 by 10. And it's
5 wide and 10 deep.
10 wide, 5 deep.
Oh, okay.
So it's completely full from top to bottom. We went over there today to put a few more things in, and I was just trying to find little tiny spaces that I could shove stuff into. But I think it's getting to the point where I'm going to need to rent a truck and go to the flea market and just see if I can get rid of a bunch of this junk.
Yeah, we're in the process of cleaning out here too, but that's because we've lived here for 37 years, and it's time to declutter.
Well, part of the problem is while we've been here, we've been planning on moving, so we've been buying, some furniture and stuff from IKEA. It's all in there. It's all in there somewhere. So we have a lot of new stuff for the new house that is in that mess. And we will never find it.
So how big's the new place?
It's not very big. So that's why, that's another reason why we just got to get rid of stuff. I guess I really won't know how much stuff I've got until I actually put stuff in there.
Are you auctioning stuff off, or are you looking for storage space?
No. Did you see my storage, Ray?
I saw you zooming in and out, and it was making me dizzy.
Well, you know, I'm good at that.
Oh yeah,
That's my current storage unit.
looks like your garage.
Little
No,
bit.
that's a storage unit.
It's a storage unit.
Wow. I was gonna ask you if you wanted another hoverboard.
Yeah. Sure.
Sure. What? Why not?
What the heck? Now I think I'm going to end up getting a truck or something and taking that stuff to taking a lot of it to the flea market,
Yard sale.
yard sale. If I had a yard, that would be good.
So where are there flea markets around your neck of the woods?
There's 2 of them in Monroe, and then there's a few up near Dayton.
Hi, Mark.
Oh,
I guess the ones in Monroe are the closest.
Now, are these general flea markets or are they specifically electronic flea markets?
Nah, just flea markets. Just flea markets.
So what's the deal? You rent a booth or rent a table or rent multiple tables?
a
or-
garage space, a parking
Nope.
space.
Yeah. So the one of them in Monroe has a really nice outdoor space, so you rent it for the day. The other one has outdoor space, but I think the vendors are like semi-permanent in that space.
You're really random on what kind of people show up that weekend, though.
Yeah. Yeah. I've done all right out at the flea market in the past. But if the goal is just to get rid of stuff, then it doesn't really matter if I do all right or not.
Well, the trick on a flea market I've always found is to come home with less stuff than you went with.
Stop looking at stuff. Don't go and look.
Leroy, I have an idea. I have several rooms available over at the Journal Building if you want to move your stuff over into one of the rooms and then just lock the door.
It's an idea.
Offices. That way your stuff is safe and you can leave it there for a year or whatever.
Throw open the garage door and say, come and buy my stuff at your ledger.
So what's the story on Midpoint?
Do you know anything, Jim?
No. Don't know
I don't
anything
know
yet.
anything.
Someday we'll call down there.
I can't
That's how
imagine.
they're not advertising anything on the
Yeah.
website.
They're not really saying much.
I can't imagine they'd let us stuff all of us into that boardroom.
I was just saying, I don't know. A lot of things are pretty much done with the whole everything.
I don't know.
I mean, most of the restaurants have gotten rid of masks and got rid of all their sections, and some have even taken down all their plexiglass.
Yeah, I noticed that today. We were out and There were a couple of places that didn't even have the plexiglass. I was like, cool. But I don't see anything currently on their website that says one way or the other what they're doing.
The hours say that they're open 11 to 7.
Yeah, and it looks like their reservation system's back working again. I just found it. Let's see what it says here. It's a
Well,
PDF.
Kenny still has his mask on.
He's just got to point his camera down a little bit.
There. So who's this yellow dog guy?
Yellow dog.
Well, before that, he was what?
He was basically a cuss word in disguise.
Mm, discovered how to change his name.
It looks like, Jim, it looks like the library, you just got to call them and reserve the rooms again.
Then I'd have to go down there. That's, oh my God, I have to do something.
It looks like they've got the boardroom available for 14 people, for up to 14 people.
Well, that's about all the seats there are in there anyway, right?
Yeah, if I'm reading this right, I may be reading it wrong.
Is this current, or is this like some of the places I've seen where their website hasn't been updated in 3 years?
The what, 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, the meeting room thing just said that they were going to be reopened on the 7th, I think is what it said. Now it actually gives a phone number to call
Okay.
and other stuff. So no, I think this is probably current. And I don't really see anything that says that the group is limited in size or anything. So I don't know. It does kind of look like you can call them and start reserving stuff though. Oh, Vicente's out on vacation.
Yeah.
Vicente's been posting a lot of stuff to Twitter recently about his ruler. Somebody's been posting stuff about his ruler.
I just assembled it on Tuesday, and I translate all the code of the other guy, and it's running. It's great.
So when does it go to production?
What? The production? No. I
said-
hate it.
When do you start producing it in China?
It's too boring. Let me share the image of the ruler.
Yep.
Share screen. Something there. This is the.
Very snazzy.
That's the chess playing program, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
This is the micro chest. They sold like more than 1 million copies of the program in their dates, in their time.
Yep. That's
under 1K of memory.
Yeah.
The full program.
that's the picture I saw on Twitter this afternoon.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have
1K of memory?
Yeah, under.
I didn't know they even made chips that small anymore.
Well, you need to wait a minute and a half for a movement because the program iterates a lot, finding out what's the best movement. But it spent 1 minute and a half in a 1 megahertz microcontroller for decide the next movement.
In a normal chess game, what's the allowed time between moves in a match?
I don't know. There is a limit, right?
Yeah,
I,
I
kn-
don't-
I know
I don't
they
know what it is.
I know they have that clock that they smack with their hand when they're done, but I don't know what the time interval is in a match.
Well,
I have the screen of the this thing is connected to can be connected via USB to the computer, and you can have a terminal and see what's in the chess board. Each time there is a movement, it changes the content of this board. It's a
That-
text terminal.
that's displayed in the serial terminal in the console.
Yeah. Look, there is a terminal software. I have one connected now. Let me check.
Hello?
Hello?
Let me run the chess program here. Stop.
According to what it says online, it's 40 moves per
This is the chess program.
2 hours.
Yeah, and then
If you're playing a timed event, a lot of times it's not timed.
No, but if you're going for grandmasters or something like that, you're definitely timed.
yeah,
Now I am running a test on using the battery. Let me share stop the sharing and use the stop sharing and use the camera. Can you see me? Or-
Sort of your
Hello,
background
hello.
is your background.
Hello.
yep. Your background is kind of messing with you.
Let me shut down it.
Yeah.
Background.
We're under 6 minutes now, by the way.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
yep,
when you
we
were
are.
talking about Vincente's ruler, I thought you're talking political.
No,
Let me stop background.
see.
None.
The official
Yeah.
FIDE time settings are 90 minutes for the first 40 moves, plus 30 minutes after move 40, plus 30 seconds for every move.
Okay. This is a test I am running using the battery, actual battery.
Yeah.
You see?
So you're trying to determine battery life?
Exactly. Using the display full, because there will be a sleep mode that will save battery. If you are not using it, it go to sleep. But I am trying to determine how long you can you be keying and seeing stuff in it without ending the battery.
So you've got what, a 2032 battery there?
Yes, 2032.
And a one or two of them
One,
stacked
one,
up?
just one, 3 volts. This is, everything is working under 3 volts.
Fred Smith here told us the B&H photo helped change his life. Fred, tell us.
What?
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 What? If you believe this website, then it kind of almost sounds like the chess time depends on either the tournament you're playing or the rules you want to play, or if you're playing against somebody else who also wants a timer.
You can change the estimation time of the movement
Yeah.
for 10 seconds or 1 minute and a half. Is switchable.
Yeah.
But the movement, the play is too bad, you know. It always lose with this fast algorithm.
Yeah.
You need to check all the probabilities of movements, and it do some kind of points for each movement and choose the best one.
Yeah. I had that micro chess running on a Arduino Mega.
Okay.
And it was slow.
Yeah.
You let it choose a move, and you can walk away for 4 or 5 minutes and come back, and it would go.
Well, the ruler is an Arduino at 8 megahertz, so it's very slow.
It's slow, but it was playable. Once I got used to how it wanted the input put into it, it was playable. It just was slow. I don't think I've ever actually played a game of chess with a time limit other than like when I was in high school and we played during lunch. The time limit was from the time we sat down to the time that the bell rang that we had to get up and go and leave.
This is another ruler computer.
Yep.
This
That's
was
cool.
running on battery science November last year. And there is a real-time clock.
Yep.
And there is in binary the actual time.
That was one of your first ones, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I use the same form factor in the new one.
I like it.
And you can use this it as a ruler also. There is inches and centimeters. There is also a grub connector for I2C stuff. So you can connect things there.
We're down to about a minute on this one.
Yeah.
So,
It will take 3 minutes to fill up the thing, and I'll be back.
so, all right.
Okay.
All
Counting
right.
down.
Oh, there's the puppy.
Yeah.
Hopefully everything goes well and I'm able to start the next meeting pretty quick.
I'll be back in 3 minutes.
So I will see everybody shortly.
Okay.
All right.